Good day, folks. It's Brent with the Downing Group. This week we're going to talk about real estate property taxes. So welcome back to the channel. I thought this week we would take a little break from the whole coronavirus subject and what's going on with the market. And next time I will report more statistics that are actually happening after maybe a month since my last video, so there's a little more pertinent information. So this week, let's talk about property taxes and how does that work in South Carolina. Basically, there are two tax rates that the government levies on property in South Carolina: the owner-occupied rate and the commercial rate. So what they're looking for is if you have a property that you're using as your primary residence, and you have registered that with your county, they will levy that tax at the owner-occupied rate, which is commonly referred to as the 4% rate. And then if there is a property like a rental property or a commercial property that you are not living in as your primary residence, they will tax that rate at what's called the 6% rate. Now, the 6% rate is actually about 3 times higher than the 4% rate. Now, I would have to dig into all kinds of calculus and mental gymnastics to explain to you why that is, but just trust me. I have found that typically speaking, for every $100,000 in sales price, then the taxes on an owner-occupied rate are somewhere between $650 and $750 per year per 100,000 in sales price. Now, the sales price is what usually determines the assessed value, at least initially. Of course, the tax assessors in each county can reassess anytime they want, and they do that. So, you may find that your taxes go up or down. Actually, when do taxes ever go down, right? But they'll go up because of a lot of different factors. Last year, my taxes went up because we're building a new school in our county, and so they levied a big tax for that. So I think I hit a 13% increase in my taxes. So the other rate is, of course, the commercial rate. That's if you're not living there. They're going to tax you about 3 times the owner-occupied rate. So the key that you need to know is to make sure that you have the proper tax rate filed with the county if you're an owner-occupier. The other thing to keep note of is if you go to rent a property of yours and you go buy another house, sometimes people don't realize that their taxes are going to go up about 3 times what they used to be. So if you were planning on all this cash flow, it may not be there if you don't take that into account and, raise the rent accordingly. So, the only other thing I can really think of that's pertinent on property taxes, and I'm sure there's a lot more, and we can certainly help you or put you in touch with some attorneys that can help you with that subject in more depth, but is the Homestead Exemption, and that's if you're over 65 and it's your primary residence, the county will cut $50,000 off the assessed value of your property. So it basically saves you about $300 a year. So if any of that does not sound familiar to you and you have questions on, what should I do? Does this apply to me? Give us a call or DM us. My contact info is on this email. Have a great week. Stay safe out there, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.